Hey everybody, it's Molly with All Ears and I'm back today with a brand new video. We are doing another staycation at Universal Orlando Resort, this time at Loews Sapphire Falls Hotel. Now this is a mid-tier resort and we're gonna check out everything from a room tour to the dining to the perks and help you decide if this is somewhere you and your family should stay next time you're at Universal. I hope you're ready, I hope you're excited. We got a lot to explore. Just parked my car in Self Park. They do have valet parking here though as well. Bell Services asked if I needed a luggage cart. I only got one suitcase, so I do not. But I'm headed in to get my keys. Ooh, look how fun this is in here. I'm loving these like wicker beach balls. But I did the online check-in, so I just need to go show my ID and get my keys and then we can go to my room. Online check-in is definitely something I recommend doing if you're staying at one of the Universal resorts. They will send you an email and they will ask you some questions, confirm your credit card, confirm your check-in and everything, and then you just have to come in, show your ID, and you can be all checked in. Just did mobile check-in. It was super easy. She just needed to see my ID and the credit card I made the reservation with. Let me know that there is a $100 extra card deposit. And my card does have charging privileges all over the different parks and the resorts and everything. Of course, that extra $100 they don't charge you unless you actually spend it, but that you don't have charging privileges with your room key. This is also what I'll use for early park hours in the morning, and of course how I'll get into my room. So let's go check the room out and then we'll do a little resort tour. Before we go too far though, I do want to point out some of the features of the lobby. Over across the way on that stone wall, you've got the vacation planning section. There's Universal advisors there that can help you plan if you have any questions about the parks or the what you want to do or need help booking any dining or anything, you can go there. Here you've got your front desk. All of these team members here are the classics check-in, and then here where I just checked in is the mobile check-in. So I definitely recommend doing that online. It made it super fast and super easy. You just confirm your reservation when they send you an email, confirm the credit card and the nights and everything, and then it was super easy peasy. You've got luggage services over here. This is where you can leave your bags if your room isn't ready yet, or if you are checking out and still going to the park, you can leave them there and then come get them with a claim ticket. But we are ready to party and go check out the room. Look how cute this is. I love the little lanterns on each door. It's like you're in your own little village, your little Caribbean village spot. All right, looking for my room, looking for my room. Well, look how cute this little bench is. What a very adorable resort. Okay, I found my room, let's check it out. Ooh, very fun. OMG, it's like they knew I was coming. There's a Fast and the Furious trailer on. The family is here to welcome me and I feel welcomed. Thank you, family. Wow. Okay, let's do a little room exploring, shall we? So this is a standard room, 2 queens. And of course got your beds right here. It's very nautical and colorful and coastal in here, which I very much enjoy the vibe. Not a huge hotel room, but again, this is a mid-tier resort, so it's not gonna be as big as their more fancy resorts, but it's definitely bigger, I feel like, than the one I had over at Cabana Bay. Here in the center console, you've got a couple of reading lights. You've got an alarm clock that you could plug your phone into. I love that they gave me a little Bebe hand sani right there. Phone. You've got your beds, of course, this really pretty blue chair, another little reading nook. Might take advantage of that later. I brought my book club book with me and I want to finish it. Out here, I got the standard view, so I'm actually looking right at Adventura Hotel, which is another resort actually up there, and Adventura is super cool. We'll have to do a resort tour there. That's a rooftop bar that I definitely recommend visiting if you're staying at Adventura or if you're staying nearby one of these and want to walk over there. It's really, really fun. You can also see the tip top of Volcano Bay out of my view, so yes, you are walking distance to Volcano Bay, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. And then across the way over here is actually Cabana Bay, where I've already done a resort tour we can link for you. So you're kind of nestled over here with the less expensive resorts, but remember that Sapphire Falls is considered a more moderate resort. But continuing with our little tour, we've got a nice little desk here, comfy chair. I love that they gave you a couple of water bottles. How cute is this trash can? That looks like a pail. All right, adorbs. Here you have your center console, coffee maker, a couple K-cups, and coffee fixins. Mini fridge right here, so if you have any leftovers or medications or snacks or anything you need to put in there, you can. And then this is actually your dresser, but it's carefully concealed inside of the cabinet, and it's got 4 standard size drawers. The remote has been wrapped for health and safety precautions. And as you can see, this would be an adjoining room. I don't have anyone staying over there, but they do have adjoining rooms here, which is something you can request when you're booking. Continuing our little tour, wrong theme park. We've got the closet. This is where you're gonna find your hairdryer. That's a pretty decent hairdryer. The one over at Cabana Bay was like the little tiny travel one, which would do nothing for my hair, but that one's pretty solid. You've also got your extra bedding right here, an ironing board, extra hangers, a luggage rack, and then your safe here that you can set your own code. So not a huge closet, but enough. Also, who actually unpacks when they come on vacation? I just live out of my suitcase like a heathen. I don't think once in my entire life put stuff in drawers, even if I'm staying for a long time. What is wrong with me? Anyway, don't have time for that. Okay, here is the bathroom. Oh, and when I said I was ready to party earlier, I meant it's because I have my cool party fanny pack on that Morgan and I got for the Team Scavenger Hunt when we were part of the family. Anyway, they have some toiletries here, body wash, lotion, soap. Ooh, a shower cap. I love a shower cap. No cap. Crushed it. I'm so cool. We've also got, this is one of my favorite amenities that they put at the Universal Resorts, is cotton balls and Q-tips. I am very pleased to see them, and I will be putting those in my makeup bag. You've got this mirror right here where you're like standard, and then you're like, wow, I'm a giant. I can see every pore of my face. Not that I want to. Extra towels down here, and then this part separates. Whoa, that door is aggressive. And you have the commode and shower. Whoa, she's powerful. And then some toiletries in here in the shower and a little bench. There's only one thing left to do, which is legally required when you go into a new hotel. Bed feels pretty comfortable. Overall, pretty standard hotel room. Not the biggest hotel room I've ever been into, but also not the smallest. Very clean. I like the theming. This resort in general is like a Caribbean beachy theme, and it definitely goes with that, but it's not over the top in your face. And so yeah, this is a fine hotel room if you ask me. Let's talk a little bit about pricing. So this is considered a preferred resort at Universal Orlando. Universal has 4 different resort categories as opposed to Disney, which only has 3. They've got Value, which is Endless Summer, which is like a little bit further away and you can't walk from the parks or to the parks. Then you've got Prime Value, which is Cabana Bay and Adventura, which we just looked at. Then you've got Preferred, which is this one right here. And then you've got Premier, which is Royal Pacific, Portofino Bay, and the Hard Rock. So this one's kind of in the middle. You could compare this to a Disney moderate is what I would say. Here at Sapphire Falls, they have different styles of room. They've got queen rooms like I'm in, they've got king rooms, and then they've got a variety of suites, kid suites, king suites. This is a standard queen room. It starts around $200 and can go up to $350 approximately during your busier season. So Christmas, certain weekends, middle of the summer, always gonna be more expensive than just a random weekday during a slow time of year. But with my annual pass holder discount, I only paid $154 a night to stay at this resort, plus the $26 self-parking fee, but $150. This is pretty nice for $154, especially considering this is their second to the top tier resort. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. I am very hungry, so we are gonna go resort exploring and find something to eat now. While we work our way out to the pool area where we're gonna get something to eat, I wanna talk to you about one of my all-time favorite things about staying in the Universal Resorts, and it's this incredible text message service you can sign up for. They'll sign you up when you do the online check-in, or they will sign you up at the front desk. And it is a text service where you're actually texting back and forth with someone from the front desk team. And you can text them things like, what time did the park open tomorrow? What time is early park admission? Can you bring me more towels? Is this restaurant open? What's the menu for this restaurant? And they will send it back to you like you're literally just texting back and forth with the front desk. It is so easy, so simple. It's one of my favorite things. I've already asked them like a million questions about what time transportation starts in the morning, and which rides are gonna open for early park admission. And it is such a cool feature. I strongly encourage you to take advantage of it. We are headed into the pool area here. There's only one pool at Sapphire Falls. This isn't a huge resort. It's definitely smaller than Cabana Bay or some of the other resorts that we've checked out. There's only one pool here, but it's a nice big pool. Look at this white sand beach. This is fabulous. Checking out the pool, there are tons and tons of chairs. They also have these poolside cabanas, which you can pay an additional fee to rent, and then you'd have a shaded area. If you rent one of those, it comes with soft drinks and a fruit platter. There's actually a TV in there, some waters, so that's a fun little add-on that you can do. And then here is our major pool. It is a huge pool, as you can see. Look at this fun zero entry, and then you can actually like walk across to the other portion of the pool. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't have a swimsuit on, but I'm enjoying this. This pool also is a very nice temperature. It's not super cold, but it's not super hot. It's just right, I guess. Coming up on the other side of the pool, we do have our fire pit here. These are a great amenity that they have at some of the Universal resorts. Super fun. I bet that means we'll be able to find some more stuff in the gift shop, but you can also always bring your own. The hot tub is still closed. I haven't seen a hot tub reopen, so at the time of filming, that is still closed. But they also have an awesome water slide here that goes upwards into these cliffs and then down and out right here. So only one pool, like I said, but a nice big pool with lots of fun amenities. Now let's get something to eat at the pool bar. This is the Drum Club canteen right here at the pool. So this is your pool bar. It's gonna have some food as well as some drinks. So we're gonna grab in line here and get something to eat. Well, I was gonna wait in line, and then I noticed servers walking around, so I spoke to a nice team member, and she said, you can sit down and someone will come to you and you can place your drinks with one of their poolside servers. So she gave me a menu, and she said she'll be back in just a few. I am a fan of not having to go anywhere. I like sitting. Okay, so looking at the food, they've got some nachos, jerk chicken wings, quesadilla, fruit plate, a couple of salads, tacos, burgers, sandwiches, pizzas, some kids options, and desserts, non-alcoholic beverages, and smoothies. So definitely some pool bar food, but I'm excited to try it because if it's anything like Cabana Bay, it's much better than normal pool bar food. And then they have some signature cocktails. You can put them in a refillable glass where then the refills are less expensive. You can get a huge Super Bowl, a 45-ounce glass, my goodness. They've got the Caribbean Crush, which it looks like that is probably their signature cocktail. Got a couple of different margaritas, frozen cocktails, on the rocks cocktails here. Some wines, beer, and seltzers and buckets and things like that. So that's fun. Waiting for my food, and I did just text the service about the cabanas. They said the premium ones are $225 and the standards are $200. The only difference is the location, so the premiums are going to be a little bit closer and better location to the pool. So if you're doing a resort day, that may be something you want to consider, having a little quiet place with a TV and some drinks and such. So there you go. I love that text service, most importantly though. My goodies have arrived and I'm literally so excited. They smell amazing. So first things first, I did go with the signature drink. This is the Caribbean Crush, and it is Deep Eddy vodka and Sprite, and it's either your choice of grapefruit, orange, or pineapple juice. I went with grapefruit. I like grapefruit juice the best of those because it's the least sweet. And they had lots of specialty cocktails on the menu, but this one sounded up my alley. And then for something to eat, I went for the wings. These are jerk spiced chicken wings and then ranch and celery. I love jerk chicken seasoning. It is one of my favorite things. When I go to any wing restaurant, if they've got jerk, that's what I'm getting. So I'm excited to try this. Ooh, okay. If you've watched a video of mine where I go somewhere tropical or have a cocktail, I will tell you once again, I do not like sickly sweet cocktails. Most cocktails at places like the Polynesian are not my jam. I don't like a lot of juice. I don't like super syrupy things, but I like grapefruit in cocktails because it's still fruity and refreshing, but it's not super sweet like pineapple juice or orange juice or something like that. And this is fabulous. This is right up my alley. It's still very refreshing. It's still very fun and on brand with this Caribbean kind of themed resort, but it's not super sweet. It tastes mostly like grapefruit. I can taste the vodka, and then the Sprite is adding just the hint of bubbles and sweetness that you want, but that is really, really good. This is one of the best pool cocktails I've had in a long time, and it's probably because it's so simple. This is something I'd make at home, and I like that you can customize it, but they had tons of different fruity cocktails. If you're more into something super fruity and beachy and fun, they've got it, but that is nice. And now for the wings, which I'm gonna eat so delicately because that's just my brand. Those are very well cooked chicken wings. Nice crispy skin, bunch of chicken. I can taste the jerk flavoring. If you've never had Caribbean jerk or Jamaican jerk, it's a little bit of sweet, a little bit of heat. This one's not super hot. It does have a little bit of the sweetness. I love chicken wings, and these are really, really good. The skin is so crispy. Well, once again, Universal's pool bars have dazzled me with their treats. I understand I'm a monster, but I feel like once you just start eating wings, you just gotta commit and then you can take care of it. These are definitely saucy, but not overly sauced. I hate when wings are overly sauced. It's definitely more fall on the sweet side than the heat side, so if you're heat adverse, don't worry about it, but you get all those good spices, chili, garlic. I'm in a good place. Wings and cocktail check. I'm not saying to like leave the theme parks to come eat at the pool bars at Universal. In fact, I don't think you can because you have to have a key to even get in the pool area, and she checked my room key when I ordered. But I'm just saying if you're having a pool day, if you're having a pool afternoon, the food is surprisingly good at Universal pool bars so far. Let's continue walking around. We've got a little splash pad area for your kiddos, which is always fun if you've got little ones with you. Tons and tons of chairs. I'm seeing towel return. So pretty standard pool. Again, this is the only pool at the resort, but it's huge and there are a lot of chairs. So you could definitely have a nice time while you're here. Off the main pool deck, you've got some more amenities. You have some outdoor games here. I see ping pong and pool. The Calypso Game Zone is an arcade here that has pay-to-play games. The hours may vary. It's not open right now. Sometimes the arcades still aren't open for health and safety reasons, as you can see, but it's always good to ask when you're checking in, or you can always text them to see if the arcade will be open if that's something that you're interested in using. And then across from the arcade, you've got the Kalina Health and Fitness Center, which is a pretty nice fitness center, it looks like. It's a good-sized fitness center in here. You've got a bunch of cardio machines, some weight machines, and then over here, you've got some free weights and benches and balls and things of that nature. So if you're the kind of person who wants to get up and exercise on your vacation, I think you'll find everything you need here. I am not that person, but I commend you. Again, pretty nice facility in here. And I want to point out again that this is a moderate resort. This is comparable to a moderate resort at Disney, and only one moderate resort at Disney, Coronado Springs, has a fitness center. So it's a pretty nice perk of staying here at Sapphire Falls. And I'll remind you again that Cabana Bay, which is a value resort here at Universal, also had a fitness center. So Universal's resorts are nothing to sneeze at. We're gonna go scope out the waterfall overlook now, but if you see here, there's actually this bridge over the end of the pool, and then it connects to this little area. There's a sign that says waterfall overlook. I would like to overlook the waterfall. Yes, that sounds lovely. Are we about to find out why it's called Sapphire Falls? I bet we are. I came all the way down to the bottom of this waterfall right here, and you can see the gorgeous resort, and then out onto the water even further. I bet we have to be on the boat to really see the waterfall in its peak, but there you go. Speaking of boats, let's talk about one of the huge perks of staying here at Sapphire Falls or any Universal resort, and that is complimentary transportation to and from the different theme parks. So as you can see right here, they've got a boat pulling up. You can take a boat over to what Universal calls the dry parks. The dry parks are, of course, Universal's Islands of Adventures and Universal Studios Florida, so the theme parks. You can also take a bus over to the dry parks. You can also walk to the dry parks. Now, I bet you've already figured it out. If there's dry parks, there's wet parks. Of course, there's Universal's Volcano Bay. You can actually walk over to Volcano Bay, or you can take a bus there as well. The transportation begins running an hour before the park opens, and yes, that does include early park admission. So tomorrow, early park admission is at 7 a.m. bright and early, which means they are starting transportation at 6 a.m. bright and early. You could be on a bus or a boat, or you can walk to any of the theme parks, Volcano Bay, Islands of Adventure, or Universal Studios Florida. We are gonna walk to the park tomorrow, so I can clock it for you, but that is one of my favorite things about staying at the Universal resorts, is so far all the ones we've stayed at, Royal Pacific, Cabana Bay, you are able to just walk over to the theme parks in the morning, and I think that is a great perk of getting that free transportation, or literally being just minutes away from the theme parks. Continuing our exploration of the resort, how cool is this circular stairwell? This is pretty fabulous. A lot of this resort, again, themed to the Caribbean. There's a lot of barrels. They may be rum barrels. Spoiler alert, or foreshadowing for something fun we're gonna do for dinner. But I mean, how cool is this? This is really cool. Look at this light fixture. I'm obsessed with that. Outside of the Amatista, I'm gonna say Amatista, cookhouse right here. This is a gorgeous, big, bright restaurant. Lots of natural light here. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As you can see, it is a seated restaurant. Unfortunately, they're not open every night right now, including tonight, which is a Sunday, but they're still not open for dinner. However, they do have a breakfast buffet, which is the first buffet I've heard of in a long time, and they serve lunch and dinner on some other nights. So I will not be eating here, but we can take a look at the menu for lunch. They've got empanadas, queso, wings, conch salad, some burgers and sandwiches, some flatbreads, and then their dinner menu is a little bit more upscale. They have a ribeye, paella, salmon, pastas, some of the same starters and flatbreads and burgers and such. But I've heard it's fabulous. I would love to come for the breakfast buffet, but it starts at the same time as early park admission tomorrow, and I think it's more helpful for me to get over to early park admission and show you guys the best way to take advantage of that. But this is another full service restaurant that you can come dine at. If there's enough interest, I can come back on another day and do a review here, so just let me know. The way these buildings are laid out is they are called guest house. So there's like guest house 1, guest house 2, guest house 3. This is guest house 3, and as you can see, this is the one that is closest to where the water taxi and the buses pick up. So if you are able to put in a room request when you're doing your check-in, you may want to request guest house 3, because that one is going to be closest to their transportation if that's something that appeals to you. Back in the fun lobby, let's go check out the Universal Studios store. This is the hotel gift shop. Of course, you're going to be able to find some Universal Studios stuff. You might also find some exclusive merchandise to this store. But I also want to talk about one of my favorite perks is that you have package pickup. So if you buy something in the parks, they can actually send it back here for you and you won't have to carry it around the park. So that is a great perk of staying at a Universal Resort. At the time I'm filming this, that perk has not yet returned to Walt Disney World. So just another fun little gift if you stay here. But as you can see, they've got a decent selection of Harry Potter merchandise, some of the robes, some of the wands, which while I don't recommend waiting a long time for Ollivanders always, it's more fun to buy your wand in Diagon Alley or in Hogsmeade, but you could get it here if you wanted to have it and start your day off with it, not worry about it. They've got a lot of the plushes and other goodies from Hogwarts in here. They have classic Universal Studios stuff, a decent selection of Jurassic Park, a decent selection of Marvel. And then here we have some kind of generic ocean themed apparel, we'll call it. Like, oh yeah, I'm at the ocean. Here's some Southern Tide. Here's some stuff with fish on it. Maybe an anchor. You get it. Quiksilver. Here is the Sapphire Falls exclusive goodies. We've got some shirts, playing cards, that's fun, coasters, mugs, towel, some kids and adults swimsuits, goggles, things like that if you forgot those, sunscreen, Crazy Glue Tide to Go pen, cords, toiletries, diapers. In case you forgot any of that stuff, you can grab it right in here. Good to know they have a fuel rod swap here. They do have fuel rod at Universal. It is $3 to swap them here. As of now, it is still no dollars to swap them at Disney. It was supposed to go to $3 and then it still hasn't. So, but they do have a fuel rod if you use that system. So yeah, pretty decent sized resort gift shop. Also off of the main lobby, you've got the New Dutch Trading Company. This is a little grab and go coffee treat shop that is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner or something. If you just want to grab something quick, they've got hand scooped ice cream and desserts and shakes and soft serves and sandwiches and coffee. Look at all this yummy stuff. So this is a great place if you're coming in the morning. They open early tomorrow. They open at 6 a.m. So spoiler alert, we'll be back here for coffee. I'm seeing a variety of things you could take back to your room easily and have it on hand for a breakfast on the go or as you're getting ready. Things like granola and oatmeal and cereal. They've also got snacky stuff right here. A little selection of gluten-free candies, fruit. They have some spirits, some jerky. So lots of grab and go items. A couple of grab and go things, some sandwiches and salads. Beverages of all kinds, including refillable mugs, which are good here at the resort. They have gelato sorbet. They've got soft serve, $3.50 for a small soft serve. That feels like a steal. They've got some different shakes. You can make it a malt. They have a peanut butter and jelly shake, a Caribbean shake, some smoothies. Couple of grab and go things. They have some soup, macaroni and cheese, chicken, empanadas. Yum, yum, yum. With regard to the souvenir cups, you can only use it here at the resort. You can't use it at the parks, but then that goes vice versa. You can't use the park ones here. So you got to decide if you're doing like pool days and stuff, maybe you want the one here, but if you're gonna be out in the parks the most, you probably want to do the souvenir mug out in the park. Lots of yummy pastries here. And then, again, the most important thing is the coffee, which we will be back for in the morning, but they've got a nice variety of coffees. So this is a cute little spot to grab something to take to the pool or your room or on your way to the parks. So that's a pretty good look, a little walk around of the park. I'm gonna head back to my room and get ready for dinner, but I got a pre-dinner snack. $3.50 for this. That's a pretty good serving of a chocolate vanilla twist with some sprinkles. $3.50 is what I paid for this. Not gonna complain about that. One bit. I don't always get soft serve in the park just because I feel like it's not that exciting. And I like to get things in the theme parks that you can't really get anywhere else. So that's why I like Dole Whip, because it's more unique or some of the more exciting ice cream treats, but soft serve is delicious and very refreshing. I just had chocolate vanilla twist, but I'm loving it. Have changed for dinner, watched Law & Order SVU, legally required when staying in a hotel. You know how it is. You have to watch Law & Order SVU or like Titanic or Stepmom or a movie you've seen 10,000 times, but when it's on the TNT in your hotel room, you gotta watch it and headed to dinner. For dinner, headed to the Strongwater Tavern. This is a sit-down rum bar. They've got some tapas as well, but they have over 75 different Caribbean rums that I'm really excited to try. Not all 75. I will not make it to early park admission if I try all 75. Again, they have over 75 different rums in here, and you can see them all listed or hanging on the shelf there. You also have tapas here. I'm really loving the vibe in here. It's got actual like barrels up on the ceiling, very industrial lighting. hardwood floors. And then it did just rain, but they also have patio seating that you could look out over Universal. Got a big TV in here if you want to watch some sports bar. There are no reservations here. It is a first come, first served basis, but I just walked up around 8 o'clock, no problem. So that could vary, but we got lucky tonight. Not too shabby of a view out here, am I right? You can literally see Dr. Doom's Fearfall and Hulk and Islands of Adventure over there. This is a really fun place to come get drinks or dinner or something if you're staying at this resort, or even if you're not. All right, I am very excited about this cocktail. I literally have already said it, but you probably know I don't like sweet drinks, and rum is very much associated with sweet, fruity, tropical drinks. But one of the best things about coming to this place is their team is very, very educated. They do, not right now, but they often do like mixology classes and tastings and different things so you can learn all about rum. I was talking to my server, I said, I don't love sweet drinks. A lot of their drinks on the menu look like they're gonna be like fancier versions of pool drinks. He said, I have just the thing for you. I told him my go-to cocktail is an old fashioned, and he said, well, why not try our rum old fashioned? It's not always listed on the menu, but you can always order it. And I was like, yes, give me that, please, and thank you. So this is Diplomática Reserva, which is rum from Venezuela, and then it's got a Fireball whiskey syrup that they make in-house, and then 2 kinds of bitters, aromatic and orange bitters, to top off this delicious-looking cocktail. The food has arrived as well, so we have quite a few things going on here. I'm very excited. It smells amazing. Starting off with the house-made Black Angus sliders. They've got caramelized onions and cheese on those, little baby gherkins on the top. This right here is camarones, which is shrimp, and then they are in a garlicky white wine sauce with tomatoes and cilantro and lime, and it's got some bread there to soak up all that yummy, buttery goodness. These right here are tequeños, which are from the Jamaican section. So they are queso fresco, ham, puff pastry, and then a roasted pepper sauce on there. And last but not least, they're known for their ceviche here. So this is the aguachile, which is shrimp, Florida shrimp actually, salsa verde, avocado, cucumbers, tomatoes. Server said it had a little bit of a kick to it, so I'm really excited to dig into all of this. Ooh! Okay, thank you to our server who figured out a perfect cocktail for me. It definitely reminds me of a classic old-fashioned because it's got the orange bitters, the aromatic bitters. And you can definitely taste the cinnamon from the Fireball whiskey syrup. They make that in-house. They like meld down Fireball and make a syrup to go in. But it definitely also still tastes like a rum drink. You can taste the rum. It tastes tropical. But it's not sickly sweet. It's not at all what I think of with a rum drink. And I appreciate that they have all different things here and that they are very educated to teach you about a new cocktail you may not have ever tried. I've never seen a rum old fashioned before, so that's awesome. Now it's time to eat. I'm gonna start with the slider. Look how good that looks. Okay, that is delightful. It's super simple. It's just cheese, beef, a little bit of an aioli here. A little sweetness coming off the caramelized onions. Simple is always the way to go. Not always. Simple is often the way to go when it comes to eating. What I like about these very, very good burgers, they also have very good house-made chicken tenders, our server told us, is if you come here with kids or with pickier eaters, they're gonna be very, very satisfied, but then you've got a little more excitement along the way. I like these camarones. I'm gonna make myself a little tostada of those. So I've got one of the shrimps on here, and then I'm just gonna dunk it in this garlic butter white wine sauce. Look how amazing that looks. Oh my gosh, yum. Okay, that garlic butter white wine sauce, that is fabulous. Oh my gosh, those shrimp are cooked perfectly. They're big, juicy, fat shrimp. You can taste the fresh produce, the fresh tomato, the fresh cilantro, and then you've got this garlic buttery wine sauce. Not spicy at all, no heat, but tons and tons of flavor. Wow, that reminds me a lot of a similar dish over at Citrico's, which is a signature restaurant at the Grand Floridian, and these are pretty similar and fabulous. Okay, I wanted to confirm with our fabulous server what ceviche was, because I was like, is it raw? Is it cooked? I don't think it's cooked, but isn't it raw? And he explained that it's cured in lemon and lime, and the citric acid like cooks it, but not really. So it's between the two. Anyway, we're gonna eat this now. This is the shrimp ceviche. Whoa. He told me it had a kick. He was not kidding. Oh my gosh, that is so good. It definitely has a good amount of heat. So if you're not a heat person, it actually kind of surprised me how much heat it has. But it also has a ton of flavor. You can taste the citrus in there. You can taste the pepper sauce. You can taste the tomatoes. The cucumbers are really refreshing. And then that well-cured shrimp. That is fantastic and something very unique that I don't think you're going to get at a lot of resorts or theme parks. And then last but not least, the tequeños. Again, this is the cheese and ham pastry situation. Y'all, this is so good. It's just a big chunk of cheese and then ham wrapped around it. And then it's in a flaky puff pastry. I'm putting it in this red pepper sauce. This is like a Hot Pocket for adults. This is like a fancy Hot Pocket in the best way. And a mozzarella stick had a baby. Also, now I'm gonna dip this in the... See what I'm doing? I ordered this stuff thinking the ceviche would be at the bottom of the list and the burger would be close to the top. But I'm having a very hard time deciding which thing is my favorite because it's all amazing. I actually think the shrimp might be my favorite. I also really like the ceviche, but I also love this puff pastry, and it was a good slider. Is this the best kept secret in Universal? Overall, I was very impressed with Strongwater Tavern. I cannot believe that location is inside a moderate level resort here at Universal Orlando. The drinks were fantastic. The food was excellent. I loved that shrimp with the buttery sauce. Our server brought us extra bread, so I just like scoop up that buttery garlic white wine sauce as much as possible. I truly think that's a hidden gem here at Universal Orlando that more people need to know about. One thing I will say is now that the park has closed, it's gotten a little bit busier in there. So if you want to beat the rush, maybe on a pool day or a check-in day or something like that, you want to get here a little bit earlier. Still not super crowded, and it's a Sunday night in Orlando. But wow, I'm blown away. That to me makes this resort. It was here. It's here now. Think this place can't get better? Well, how about the fact that you can see the fireworks from here? Wait for it. Oh my gosh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, I will be the first to admit that Universal does not do a fireworks display the same way Walt Disney World does, but they do have a pretty fun nighttime show called the Cinematic Celebration over at Universal Studios Florida, which is a little bit more like World of Color over at Disney California Adventure in Disneyland, or maybe Rivers of Light a little bit, but it does have fireworks, and it uses or maybe Fantasmic, it uses the water projection. And then they also project on the buildings around. It's all in the lake in the middle of Universal Studios Florida, and they show clips from movies that are featured in Universal, like Jurassic Park and Harry Potter and The Simpsons and things like that. So you can actually see the fireworks from out here though too, which makes this a very, very cool place to eat or drink. Look at this cool thing I just discovered on the mirror. If you touch this little sun, it turns up or down the level of brightness of this mirror so you can do your makeup and get ready. Isn't this amazing? This room is really cool, actually. All right, well, we have to go to bed now because we have to get up very, very early for early park admission. Good night. Good morning. It's 6:15, it's very early, but we got to get to early park admission. First, we have to get coffee though. Let's go. I used the fabulous tech service once again to talk about Bell Services. I asked what time it opened this morning. They said 7 a.m. But if you recall, we're up early to be at the park before 7 a.m. for early park admission. But they said, don't worry, the front desk can help. So I just checked out and left my bag with the front desk. They checked it for me, so I don't have to worry about it while I'm in the park. And now I'm gonna get some coffee at the New Dutch Trading Company. Looks like it's a pretty long line, but hopefully it moves quickly because your girl needs some coffee before walking over to the park. Target has been acquired. Let's get to the park. Okay, it actually only took like not even 10 minutes to get through that whole line, which is good, and they were very efficient and quick, and I appreciate that because it is now a little after 6:30. Early park admission starts at 7, and I'm about to do the walkway at breakneck speeds, obviously, so we can go have some fun. Early park admission is a huge perk of staying at a Universal Orlando resort. If you're a Disney person, it's the equivalent to extra magic hours, which means resort guests are gonna get into the park an hour early. and select attractions will be open. We are almost there. It's not even been 10 minutes yet. I think I would probably take the boat over the bus for 2 reasons. 1, the boat comes more frequently, and 2, the boat will actually drop you off closer to the entrance. The buses take you all the way to the back of City Walk. As a reminder, the park transportation starts at 6 a.m. The first bus and boat start then. So if you do want to be here bright and early, like you want to get to early park admission and not mess around, I would recommend being out at the bus or the boat at 6 a.m. or on feet at 5:45. If it's at 7 a.m. early park admission, obviously. If it's later, adjust accordingly. Thank you. So good. 7 a.m. on the dot, and we are inside the park. They did move very quickly, very efficiently. Always keep an eye open when you get up to the front where you can disperse into the different turnstiles for which one's longest. A lot of people just stayed in that same line, but they had all the turnstiles open, so like go down to the shorter ones. And now we, like everyone else here, are headed to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to see what the wait is going on. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure TM. It sometimes has a delayed opening, kind of like Splash Mountain over at Magic Kingdom. I'm always like, let's just hope it opens on time. Now that we are in the park, they are double checking that everyone in the park does have early park admission, so you're going to need to show your resort card. Make sure you have it out and ready to speed this process along. The other thing we're going to keep our eyeballs on throughout the day today is Velocicoaster. Now, Velocicoaster is the newest ride here at Universal Orlando. It's that incredible Jurassic Park themed roller coaster. And while it's not officially part of early park admission, if you're gonna come and get here early for early park admission, it's not a bad idea to try and then get over to Velocicoaster right when the park officially opens. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye on the Universal Orlando app, because if they start posting wait times in Velocicoaster, I'm kind of hoping that means it's open. So we're gonna try and ride Hagrid's and then get over to Velocicoaster and knock out both of those 2 things early in the morning, and we'll call this a success if we can. LOL, poor Spider-Man. That is open for early park admission, like I said, but literally no one cares. So sad. But I would tell you not to care as well. If you watched my Having a Best Day here at Islands of Adventure, I actually started in Marvel Landing as opposed to either Velocicoaster or Hagrid's, because I started at the normal park hours open, not early park admission. And because all the guests from the resorts and early park admission were already over in Wizarding World of Harry Potter or headed to Velocicoaster, I started here in Marvel Landing and rode all the rides here very quickly, and then still didn't end up waiting very long for either of those. Here's people trying to get onto Velocicoaster before it officially opens, but there's team members standing here saying they not open yet. So we continue through Jurassic Park into Hogsmeade. Now, a fun little thing that happened is I just looked at the Universal app and it says delayed. It says virtual line delayed on Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure TM. So I don't know if that just means they aren't doing the virtual line right now, or the whole attraction's delayed. My spidey senses, my super laser eyeballs see people in the queue up there, which means they're at least letting people get in the queue. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. I don't hear anyone on it though. So at least they're testing it. Ollivanders also opens this morning early, and in past videos I would have advised you to come to Ollivanders. That is the Wand experience. However, they are back to full capacity, and when I was here last week to film the Best Day at Universal's Island of Adventure video, I only waited 15 minutes for it in the middle of the afternoon. We have found the end of the line. It's time to party with Hagrid. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This line is moving and a-groovin', and I'm very excited. Also, pro tip, coming in hot. Are you ready? Wear a fanny pack, because 1, not only will you look so cool, but 2, you don't have to go to the lockers at any attractions except for Hulk or Rip Ride Rocket, and then you'll do the in-queue lockers over at Velocicoaster, because you have to go through metal detectors on all of those. You can't even put anything in your pockets. But on Mummy, Hagrid's, Forbidden Journey, if you have stuff that's in a fanny pack, you can keep on rolling. Also, again, you look very cool. Look at this. Cool. Party, cool. That's me right now. Not cool at all. I'm very sweaty. I had to walk around the entire park to get here. but it's fine because we're about to go to Hagrid's. It now has a posted 45-minute wait. I really don't think it's going to take 45 minutes, but we are going to clock it for you. And let's be honest, even if it does take 45 minutes, it's going to be way longer than that when you're waiting in the park throughout the day. Okay, we have found a stop in the queue right here, so we are still clocking it. One of my favorite Easter eggs right here is this little post-it note that says "Ask Harry." That's definitely from Arthur Weasley, and it's a nod to in Chamber of Secrets when he asks Harry, "What exactly is the purpose of a rubber duck?" Hagrid's, why do you torture us? This attraction is amazing, but it does have a lot of technical issues. So because I'm almost to the front, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I've been waiting here for like 5 or so minutes already. Velocicoaster has a posted wait time in the app, which I think means it's probably open and running. So if this takes that much longer, I'm probably going to get out of line and go over to Velocicoaster. But one thing I will say about Velocicoaster is it will drop significantly throughout the day. Velocicoaster, even though it's brand new, usually has a shorter line than Hagrid's just because of the capacity. Like last night, Velocicoaster had a 45-minute wait, while Hagrid's had a 2-hour wait, and Gringotts had a 3-hour wait. So something to consider. Update, still in line, but I have a feeling they're going to start up very soon. I can actually see the load, and the bikes have started moving, and the team members are checking all the bikes. They were not moving before. If you're ever in attraction downtime or waiting for an attraction to reopen, watch the team members, and if they start going back to their tasks, that's a pretty good sign that things are about to reopen. Whereas if the ride's just still shut down, they'll all probably be gathered somewhere around the front. That's what we used to do when I worked at attractions at Disney. We would just stand around the front, but then when it's close to the ride opening up again, you have to go back to your position and get everything restarted again. See the bikes moving? It has at this point been a little over 45 minutes, but it had a 2-hour wait posted already once I got in the queue. Oh look, there's a team member going back. So if I can get on and off of this in under an hour, that is still very, very good for a Hagrid's ride in the summer. The PA just came on. Good news, today's lesson is back on schedule. Told you. So it's been about an hour since I got in line. I'm literally about to board. Not as fast as I wanted to. It would have been under 30 minutes had I gotten on when I initially got in line and was here. And if I had boarded, it would have been under 30 minutes, but I will take it. Just got off of Hagrid's, but they're clearly still starting up. And so a thing that happens on attractions is that if cars get too close to each other, they will shut down because that's obviously not safe. So sometimes if you're on a ride, it'll stop. Hagrid's did that because clearly they're still working on things, and it stopped in the Forbidden Forest. I was like, well, this is how I go. You know, Voldemort's body's in here to drink unicorn blood, then I guess that's the end of that. So, and then it started again, but then it like went really slow, and then it like rolled back to the launch point, and then it shut all the noise off, and then it just went. No sound effects.
On the motorbikes. This would include.
Even with a technological delay over at Hagrid's, we are still making it over to Velocicoaster with a very low wait for a brand new coaster in the middle of the summer. If Hagrid's hadn't had a technological delay, we would have gotten here about 30, 35 minutes faster, and we probably wouldn't have had to wait quite as long as Velocicoaster, but 45 minutes, not long at all. We're gonna clock that. And I do think this is a great plan if you are coming to Universal and you are taking advantage of early park admission. Hit up Hagrid's during that early park admission, watch Velocicoaster. If Velocicoaster doesn't appear to be open, go check out Forbidden Journey. Otherwise, come over to Velocicoaster and then go back to Forbidden Journey, would be kind of my assessment. Another one to watch is Marvel Super Landing. Hulk gets very, very long. So maybe the ideal plan is Hagrid's to Velocicoaster to Hulk. Just an idea. One thing I will say about the Velocicoaster queue is it is a great idea to get here early. When I did the best day ever in this park, I rode it around noon-ish, if I recall, and it was very, very hot in this outdoor queue. So something to keep in mind. You may want to ride it early or later, even though I didn't wait very long at that time. One thing I will say though, you always want to think about the weather and the fact that it rains almost every afternoon or evening during the summer in Orlando, so earlier is probably your best bet. It's been less than 20 minutes and I'm already inside for Velocicoaster.
Riders passing through metal detection. And in larger items such as large backpacks,
Of course, I can't bring my phone onto that attraction, but I was at the locker section about 25 minutes after getting in line, so definitely under that 45-minute posted wait. So I really think if you're coming for early park admission, get there early, hit Hagrid's, see if Velocicoaster's open, hit Velocicoaster, and then I think going over to Hulk would be a next great move after that. Well, friends, that is a wrap on my Sapphire Falls resort tour here at Universal Orlando. In my opinion, is Sapphire Falls a great resort? I had a lovely stay. I thought the food was excellent. It was a beautiful resort. It was really nice. Love the perks of being able to walk to the park in that early park admission. But is Sapphire Falls enough of a bump up to spend the money as opposed to, say, Cabana Bay? I don't know. The food was better at Sapphire Falls, but Cabana Bay has a bowling alley and a lazy river, which makes it a pretty great value resort. Or should you spend a little bit more money and go to Royal Pacific and get that free express pass? In my opinion, that's the best thing you can do staying at Universal, is stay at one of the resorts that gets you that express pass so you can have little to no wait at the vast majority of the attractions in the park. So I like Sapphire Falls. I thought it was a great hotel. I have no complaints about it, but for $50 more a night, ish, depending on the night, you could get that free express pass for your whole family. So let me know what questions you have about Sapphire Falls in the comments. Let me know what other Universal resorts you want to see. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media at AllEarsNet. And until next time, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.